Friends, I'm back. Free NFL Bets podcast. My name's Eric. This is week 12, and I'm pumped. Last week was a little frustrating. Don't get me wrong. The Chiefs really effed it all up. That sucked, but unders went 3-1 for me. That was beautiful to see. And I got my 5-unit max bet with the Buffalo Bills minus 5.5. So no complaints for me, guys. Still losing on the season. It's all right. Plenty of football left to go. And this is getting around my favorite time of the season, the week right before Thanksgiving, because this is where teams can't mess around anymore. They have to show up. You can't fall asleep. You can't have an off week. You can't take teams lightly. Teams have to deliver. So it's a very exciting card this week, and let's get into it. First game up, we got Buffalo heading to the Texans. Houston. CJ Stroud is out. Davis Mills is still in. Davis Mills, guys, he's not that bad for a backup quarterback. I was looking at his stats the year before CJ Stroud was drafted, and I mean, comparatively to other backup quarterbacks and I guess the lesser starting quarterbacks, I think he's like top 5 backup. I do. I kind of like Davis Mills, guys. The spread for this game is -6. Total is 43.5. And let's check the trends. So the Bills are 5-5 ATS this season. The Texans are 4-6. So let's see. And then over/under wise, Buffalo is 5-5, and Houston is 3-6, 3-6-1. So I say the trends, guys, because like I say, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like a repetitive podcaster, but I mean, we got to know these things, guys, because if you're not betting into good trends, you really have to question, hey, why is this bet checking out? And like at the end of the season, there's only a couple outliers at the bottom who like don't cover the spread a lot, and 3 teams at the top who cover the spread a lot. Most of the time, they're going to fall right in between, like 7-10, 10-7 covers, and over-unders for that matter too. So, Houston, I guess, has a good shot, but they're not like super at the bottom, like against the spread. 4-6 is okay. They can still lose. Buffalo could still cover this. It wouldn't be like that big of a surprise ATS trends wise. But here's the thing, guys. And last week, I've been saying this, teams that win the game are going to cover the spread more times than not at a very profitable margin. If you can just guess the winners, guys, even the favorites, when they win, they cover the spread. However, just this season in general, through the first 11 weeks, there were really through the first 10 weeks, there were a ton of wins and covers by favorites, and it was like at a 8% clip, 79% clip, and like historically at the end of the season, when it's all said and done, all the favorites who win, only about 73%, somewhere around there, will win the game and cover the spread. So right now, even after last week where we had 4 teams win and not cover, that being the Green Bay Packers, that line closed 7.5. The Baltimore Ravens, that was 7.5. They won by 7. There's 2 other teams that won. Houston won and did not cover, and there's one other game that favored that won and did not cover. But anyways, I like Buffalo, guys. I do. Kind of a little tricky to trust on the road right now, but I do think they win the game. I feel pretty confident in that. -6, I think that's a fair number. I'm probably not going to bet the side on this game, but if I had to, I like the Bills to win. So therefore, more times than not, they'll cover the spread. On average, there'll probably be 3 teams this week who win and don't cover. And maybe it's the Texans. They have a really good defense. Bills' defense is very suspect. I kind of like the over. I am going to look at the over because both teams, but Bills are 500, and then the Texans are 4-6 or 3-6-1 to the under. So there's room for both of these teams to get overs this week. 43.5 feels a little light with the way the Bills' defense form is, and the way Davis Mills played at home against the Jaguars. So I could see points. I could see points in this game, guys. That's the way I would look. Next game up. No international games anymore, guys. I'm kind of happy with that. The 4 windows on Sunday, it is a football paradise. But then after, the 3rd, 4th week of international games, I'm kind of like, okay, I want my Sunday mornings back where I can look at the lines in peace and look at my fantasy roster and kind of, take a deep breath and not, just living through cortisol, Let me take a deep breath. Let me enjoy myself and get ready for the 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and Sunday Night Football. Anyways, 1 o'clock game. Steelers at the Bears. Now, line is +2.5. There's one rogue +3 out there if you like the Steelers +3. And the total is 45. Now, here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I faded Chicago last week against, my mind is so tuned into the NBA schedule right now. I can't even think of the damn NFL schedule. The Vikings. Okay. And they were lucky to come away with that win. They kind of blew it, and then Minnesota blew it at the end, and then Chicago kicked a game-winning field goal. It wouldn't have mattered if they lost because they still would have covered the spread. Chicago is 6-4 ATS, and let's see, Pittsburgh is 5-5 ATS, and over/under. Let's see, Pittsburgh is 5-5, and Chicago is 5-4-1. So I like the Steelers, guys. The Bears' schedule, kudos to them. They're getting wins. They're finding ways to win. They're coming back in the 4th quarter to win. I think their 5-game, 6-game win streak, whatever they're on, I think all of their wins they were trailing in the 4th quarter. So it's not a little phony. It is phony, guys. The Bears are not that good. Steelers have the better defense, but Steelers' defense is spotty on the road. It's just spotty. But Caleb Williams, he's only really good when he can escape. Okay, he's not a comfortable quarterback in the pocket, making his reads, throwing on timing, throwing to a spot. That's not him. The more data, the more games that we get to see from Caleb Williams, he likes to play like USC Caleb Williams, where he runs around. That's when he's at his best. He either scrambles or he throws the ball downfield, much like a lot of the modern quarterbacks today. They either scramble or they throw the ball while they're on the run outside of the pocket. And, that's the most dangerous play for a defense. So I think the Steelers can contain him. I think they can make his day not good. And you know what? Aaron Rodgers, he's gonna try to suit up, guys. I think he does play. It's his non-throwing hand. I don't think it's gonna be that serious. He is the owner of the Chicago Bears. If you know, you know. And so I like the points with the Steelers. I think the Steelers win the game outright. This season so far, favorites have covered the spread 53% of the time. It's still a heavy favorites year. There's plenty of underdogs that need to cover still this year. Long-term trend-wise, there'll probably be more underdogs that cover. If you just bet all underdogs the rest of the season, you'll probably make a slight profit, most likely. And then same with betting the unders, guys. The overs are still at 53% for the year, which is historically not an outlier, but it's definitely on the higher side. It should fall closer to 51 or 49% over under. Some years it's a little less for the more to the under. Sometimes it's a little more to the over. But last year was heavy favorites and heavy overs. This year it's still trending that same way. But I know the books adjust, guys. The books adjust. There's going to be unders, and there's going to be underdogs covering and winning the spread, winning the games outright. I'm telling you guys, look for it. Look for it. If you're betting favorites, you better make sure that favorite, you feel very damn confident that favorite's going to win, has a good chance of covering. Over under 45. I lean under, guys. I lean under. Steelers are not a great road team. Bears, I don't think they're great either. Just in general, like especially offensively. And so I kind of like an under game here. We'll have to check the weather. It can get windy in Chicago. That can affect field goals and all that stuff. But yeah, I like Steelers plus 2.5. Lean under 45. Next game up, we've got the New York Jets at the Baltimore Ravens. Total is at 44.5, and the spread is minus 13.5. And I like. Oh man. Tyrod Taylor's not good. Justin Fields is not good. They're equally not good in my eyes, but they're equally not good for different reasons. The Ravens defense is playing pretty damn well right now. I can only look Ravens minus 13.5. It was minus 14.5, and then I guess after the Tyrod Taylor news, it went down to minus 13.5. I like that. I really think the Ravens can win and cover this game, guys. And if you look at the ATS trends, the Jets are 5-4-1, so they're actually 55% against the spread this season, while Baltimore is only 4-6. So Baltimore has room to get some covers. The Jets they've got to have the most covers of a 2-win team through 11 weeks of the season and probably NFL history, close to it. Because usually when you lose, guys, you don't cover the spread. But the Jets have 3 covers and off of 3 losses, and 1 push for that matter. So yeah, I like the Ravens to win this week, guys. I think they do cover this 13.5. I like the Jets team total under more. I kind of like the under in general. I think. The line would have moved dramatically if Lamar Jackson's not out. But I think Lamar Jackson has a little ankle issue right now. I think still. I think he popped up on the injury report today. Today's Wednesday as I'm doing the podcast. So we got to keep an eye on that to make sure Lamar is really good to go this week. But I lean under 44.5. I think over underwise, Baltimore 7-3 to the over, so they have plenty of room left. Like I said last week, guys, most likely Baltimore's gonna like the rest of the season. There's 7 games left for them. They'll probably go 3-4, 3 overs, 4 unders. Most likely finish the year at 10-7, or at the most they'll probably go 4-3 over and 3 unders, so finish 11-6 on this season. There'll only be 2 or 3 teams, guys, that have outlier way up there overs. Okay, and there's 5 teams right now that have 7 overs. It's Cincinnati, the Bengals, Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings, San Francisco 49ers, and the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, out of those 5 teams, guys, 2 of those teams, or most likely 3 of those teams, are going to go 3-4. The rest of the year. There's going to be 2 teams, maybe 3, that go 4-3, 5-2 over under. That's just how this stuff works, guys. You go to NFL team rankings and look at this stuff, guys. I don't make this stuff up. I'm telling you, that's how it's going to shake out. I promise you. At the end of the year, those 5 teams, 3 of them, but for sure 2 of them will only have 11 overs. Okay, so. That's what it is, guys. Look to bet those games under. I'm telling you. All right. Next game up, we got the New York Giants. Oh, boy. Going to the Detroit Lions, the pissed off Detroit Lions. Detroit's going to win this game. Dan Campbell off of a loss against the spread is really, really good. The last 3 seasons, I believe. I think he's 2-0 this year off of a loss. Oh, he's had 3 losses. Hold on. Let's check. Here's the other thing to keep in mind too, guys. So next week is Thanksgiving. There are a lot of teams playing on Thanksgiving. Okay. I don't really count Detroit in there because they're very familiar with it. Yeah, so the Lions are 3-0 against the spread this season off of a loss. They lost week 1 to Green Bay. Then they come home and crush Chicago by 30. They lost at Kansas City. Then they come home on Monday Night Football against the Buccaneers and win 24-9. They lost after the bye week to Minnesota, and then they go to Washington and absolutely eviscerate them, 44-22. I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. The Giants' defense is bad. The Lions are clearly better. They're clearly going to be focused. They do have a big look ahead, though, to the Green Bay Packers at home on Thanksgiving. So it is a look ahead for sure. But I mean, they need to take care of business. They need to take care of business. The Giants, they had their home game with the interim head coach and Jameis Winston. They had all the hype, the excitement after Dable got fired. A little sigh of relief. Now they're going on the road. I don't think that translates well. I think they're going to play hard. They have a lot of veterans on that team. They'll compete, but I do like the Lions to win and cover that -10. Over under, I like this over, guys. I think the Lions can get there by themselves. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions hang up 50. The over under is at 50.5, or there's some 50s out there. Detroit over under. Detroit is 5-5 on the year. The Giants are where are they? Oh, they're 6-5. So yeah, this game could go over, guys. It's not, both teams right in the middle. The Giants offense can move the ball a little bit, they can run it fairly well, and then Jameis, he puts points on the board, or he puts points on the board for the other team. So I really like points in that one. I kind of lean points in that one, guys. Next game up, we got the New England Patriots at the Cincinnati Bengals. This line has climbed, and then it's come back down a little bit. It was like -6 for New England, the road favorite, but then the Jamar Chase news, him being out, that bumped it all the way up to -8.5, I believe, and now it's settling around -7.5. Over under is at 50.5, just like the last game. And New England's one of the best ATS teams in the league. They're 7-3-1 against the spread. I think New England's a little bit of fool's gold, guys. I do. Kudos to them. They have a very talented team. Drake May is like one of the best deep passers in the NFL. Just one of the best quarterbacks this year in the NFL. Honestly, defense is playing very well. Vrabel is leading that team. Kudos to the Patriots, man. Kudos to them. They're playing really, really well this season. But with that said, I don't think they go. So what? They have 7 games left. I don't think they go 5-2 against the spread to close the season. I don't. Cincinnati is 3-7 against the spread. They'll probably get 3 more covers in there somehow, some way. They'll probably get to 6, so 3-4. This game, in theory, this is a Cincinnati line, in my opinion. The +7.5, I kind of like that. They're at home. I know they don't have Jamar Chase, and Flacco loves Jamar Chase, but still T. Higgins. Yoshi Voss is pretty good. They got some tight end depth there. They're running the ball better. New England, they've had some days off. But because they play Thursday Night Football, they have more time to prepare. But I don't know, guys. I mean, I do. I'm not gonna bet this, guys. But I'm just saying, if I had to bet it, I'd probably bet the Bengals +7.5. But I do like the Patriots to win this game. And like I said, if the team's gonna win the game, as long as the spread's not above 10, if it's like less than 10 or even at 10, but especially less than 10, like around 7.5, they're gonna cover the spread, guys. More times than not. Very, very profitable margin, okay? Next, what's the total? 50.5 I said in that game? Now, both of these teams are over teams, I believe. Heavy over teams. Cincinnati is 7-3, like I said, and then New England is 6-5. So not heavy for New England, But still, maybe this is, you know what? No Jamar Chase for the Bengals. He's the only one that scores touchdowns a lot with Joe Flacco. I mean, T. Higgins has a little bit. The run game's gotten better, but New England's really, really good against the run, I believe. So it's hard betting unders with that Bengals defense, guys. It really is, but I kind of lean that way. I actually might get there with that one, guys. It might be one where you got to hold your nose and hold your breath in the fourth quarter and hope some breaks go our way. But I'm telling you guys, I think more times than not that stays under. You want to keep it safe? Do the Bengals team total under? What will that be? That'll be 25 minus 3, 22.5. Ooh, I kind of like that even more, guys. Bengals team total under 22.5. That smells like good money to me. Next game up, we got the Seattle Seahawks at the Tennessee Titans. And kudos to the Titans, guys. They played pretty darn well against the Texans last week. Had a chance to win it. Took them to overtime. Started the game off really well. Defense came out, played well. Seattle. So this is the thing, guys. Seattle is the best ATS team in the NFL. They're 8-2. Even though they lost last week, they covered the spread. Here's the thing. There's only maybe 3 teams in the last 25 years, and that's the as far as the NFL team rankings goes back. I don't know anything past that. But I mean, guys, 25 years of hard data is really damn good. Okay, 25 years of NFL data and trends, that's a lot of games you can reference to. That's pretty much stuff you can take to the bank. Okay, Seattle being 8-2 against the spread, they're gonna have 3 more non-covers in there, guys. Pretty much for sure. They'll finish the year with 5 no covers. They'll probably be 12-5, maybe 13-4 at the most. This one might be one. Tennessee is 4-6 against the spread. They definitely have some room to get some covers. Do I want to bet the Titans against Seattle coming off a loss? I don't know. It doesn't smell like a fun thing to do with my money, but kind of feels like it though. Both teams are over teams. Tennessee 6-4, Seattle 6-4. You know what? Let's take a look at that over under. What's the over under? I mean, the spread's minus 13.5. It's big. I mean, I understand it. Oh man, why is that over under only at 40.5? I think that's giving the Titans defense a little too much credit. I mean, Titans defense looked good last week, but I was hoping for a 44. I mean, because Seahawks can get to 34 if they really wanted to. I mean, high 20s. So if the Seahawks get to 28 points more times than not, 27 points, that means the Titans just have to get to 14. 28-14 is 42. They only have to get to 28-13. That's 41. I don't know, guys. That actually feels a little light. I would have liked to see a 43.5. Seattle 30, Tennessee 13. I don't know, guys. I want to bet that under, but that's pushing it for me. All right, next game up. And see, guys, that's kind of the thing. It's last week, I had more unders that I wanted to bet. I wanted to bet the Bengals and Steelers game under. Mad I didn't do it, but at the same time, stay disciplined, guys. Stay disciplined. Leave winners on the table in the name of going through your process and making sure each bet grades out a bet, and you're not just guessing and betting off of what you think is going to happen. Make sure you go through your process and make sure it all checks out. I've been doing this for a long time. I know my process now. Even though I have a losing season right now, I'm not worried. I've had seasons last year where I started off hot as crap out the gate and was up 50 units or something like that, and then I lost all of it in the middle of the season, and then I won it almost all the way back at the end of the season and finished the year plus 40 units. So each season's different. The way it unfolds is different. That's just what it is. You have to know your process. You have to know you have an edge. You have to stick to that edge, and you have to keep betting into that edge. And you have to make sure the lines make sense. So even though both of these teams, the Seahawks and the Titans, are 6-4 over under, like, yeah, it should go under. Like, long-term trends and data say, you know, both of these teams to get an over, to go to 7-4 on the season on over-unders on an already historically high over season. Like, no, the books know people are betting into the overs right now. They know it. Like, they're gonna shade it for sure to the under. So maybe this line should have been 38 and a half, something like that. It's 40 and a half, you know. But it has to make sense, guys. It has to check off on your numbers. 40 and a half to me, like, I do just want to bet it, but at the same time, it's kind of a guess for me. I don't think the line value's there at 40 and a half, guys. So I'll pass. Next game up, we got the Green Bay Packers minus 6.5. Total is 41, and man, this guy JJ McCarthy, man, he is like, oh my gosh, I'm glad he's not my quarterback. I'll tell you that right now. As a Steelers fan, I'm glad he's not my quarterback, man. Him coming out saying 9, because that's the jersey number he wears, is like, you know, he started talking in third person as if his name was number 9. Like, 9's got to do what 9's got to do. You know, I got to let 9 breathe. I got to let 9 live, or whatever he said. Like, goodness sakes, man. Like, and then in the opening week, Monday Night Football, when he was throwing all those interceptions, he came to the sideline and started talking to Justin Jefferson and was like, "Hey man, don't give up on me. Don't quit on me yet, man." Like, basically saying some like sucker shit, you know? Like, oh gosh. And then last week against the Bears, I mean, he looked bad against the Ravens too, but man, he airmailed like 5 passes against the Bears, like wide open passes, easy throws. And then he comes out this week, and what does he say? He says he's working on his mechanics. He said like they've changed his mechanics since he's gone to the NFL completely. So this is not somebody I want to put my money on, guys. And I put my money on him last week against the Bears, thinking that he could actually move the ball against the Bears defense. No, he just sucks right now. Okay, when a guy's coming out talking about, hey, I'm working on my form right now, I'm working on my mechanics. Okay, that's experimental. Okay, I'm not looking for my money to be an experiment right now. Okay, guys, like I'm not. I don't care what the line is. The Vikings are on a hard not bet list right now for me. Okay. Because that guy JJ McCarthy is like a huge liability. He's experimenting with his mechanic, guys. You don't want that, okay? And it's showing right now, okay? Until he figures that out, puts 2 good weeks together in a row, then I will say, okay, let's go out and let's find some spots to bet Minnesota. But right now, not looking for it. We'll still look at the trends though. Packers, ATS. They're 3-7. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL against the spread. So what does that mean, guys? It means the Packers are going to win and cover some games here. Okay, and it might start here. It might start here against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are 4-6 against the spread, so yeah, they are 1 up on them. I like the Packers to win this week. I feel very confident with that. And here's the thing, guys. Let me. So I did a chart, an odds chart, and I know, guys, I'm sorry. I wanted to send that odds chart, but I am in the process of writing a book on my NFL season this year and just long-term trends in general with like really hard data and math trends. And I'm going to put together a book, and maybe I'll tease some of it out and put it out in the newsletters that I send my picks in. And I'll send out like some of the math that I've been like researching, but I'll just drop this nugget on here, guys. So, and this is over the past 25 years. Okay, if the line is minus 6.5, like it is right now for the Vikings and Packers, and again, this would have to be the closing line. This only goes off the closing line, guys. If this line goes up or down, then the math changes, obviously. But so if you think the Packers are going to win the game, which I do. I feel very confident that they're going to win this game against the Vikings. Favorites who win at minus 6.5. Okay, if they just win the game, all right. There's been 217 winners out of 293. So there's been 293 games in the past 25 years where the spread's been minus 6.5 on the dot. Not minus 6, not minus 7, minus 6.5 on the dot, okay? There's been 294 occurrences, or 293 occurrences, okay? There's been 217 winners out of that. That's 74%, okay? And then out of those 217 winners, there's been 139 covers out of those 217 winners. So what percentage does that come out to? Okay, that comes out to a 64% probability. I mean, a 64% hit rate of a team that wins at minus 6.5 spread, covering the spread 64% of the time. If they just win the game, if you know 100% that they're going to win the game, if you know they're going to be one of those 217 teams that win the games, no matter what, they will cover the point spread at 64% of the time. Guys, do you understand how ridiculously profitable that is? 64%. Just to paint the picture out there, guys, okay? Professional sports bettors or profitable sports bettors only win 53% of the time to 55% of the time. That's it, okay? I just dropped something out there that says they'll cover the spread at 64% of the time. If you know, like, for sure, if you know 100%, like, survivor pick, hey, the Packers are freaking winning this game. Okay, then they're going to cover the spread at minus 6.5, 64% of the time. That's been the long-term data, guys. Like, that's a lot. Like, when you're looking for data points, guys, I'm not looking for, like, 50-game sample sizes. Okay, this is a 293-game sample size across 25 NFL seasons. Okay, this is hard freaking data right here. All right, this is something you can hang your freaking hat on and make some hard-earned cash on, guys, okay? Doesn't mean it's going to hit this week? No. There's still a 36% chance either they lose the game or they don't win and they don't cover. I mean, they win and they don't cover the spread, okay? They win by 6 or less, okay? But, guys, if you just bet this stuff blindly off of, like, teams that you feel like are for sure going to win, or they're going to win at a very, very, very profitable, a very, very probable rate. And I went a step further, guys. I went a step further. So then I said, okay, hold on. Well, what I have here is 64% of the time that a minus 6.5 team favorite is going to cover if they win. So then I said, okay, well, how many times do I need to pick that winner to just be 54% correct, which is standard profitability margin or rate for a profitable professional sports bettor? Okay, so how do I get that math? All I do is 54 divided by 64.1%. I think that's what it was exactly. Okay, let me just make sure I'm giving that math out to you correctly, guys. Okay, let me break out my calculator. Okay, so 54, that's the percent that I need, divided by 64.1. Yeah, that comes out to 64.1. Yeah, that comes out to 84.2%. Okay, that's the math right there, guys. Okay, so the winning cover rate is 64% if you know they're going to win. Okay, so how do I get to, so what's my percent of the time where I need to get the winner right, like pick the winner right? I just need to pick Green Bay to win this game 84% of the time. So 8.4 times out of 10, I need to make sure that Green Bay is going to win this game in order for me to hit 54% against the spread. All right, so that's kind of like how I look at it, guys. And yeah, I'm probably going to bet Green Bay minus 6.5 this week. Over unders 41. Both these teams are. Oh, Minnesota's a heavy over team. I forgot. Yeah, they're 7-3 to the over. Green Bay is an under team though. Actually they climbed back up. They're 5-5 now. So I kind of. It should be an under spot. It should be. Minnesota team total under, that might be a really good look. At 41 and a half, again, that just feels a little light this season. It feels like this game should be 43, even with how bad the Vikings offense has been. I don't know, guys. I have to think about that one. Next game up, this fucking team. Kansas City hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Line is -3.5 to the home favorite, Kansas City. Total is 50.5. I'm going to bet the Chiefs, guys. I've not given up on the Chiefs. The Chiefs need a freaking running back. Kareem Hunt sucks. Oh my gosh, he sucks. Hold on, guys. I got to drink some water real quick. Okay, I'm back. And podcasting, guys, I'm telling you, it's not as easy as it looks. It's really not. You know, kudos to those guys crushing the podcast game. It's definitely an art to it, and definitely, you know, more physical than I ever thought it was going to be, honestly. Just me talking for like an hour. Anyways, over-unders at 50.5. I'm telling you right now, Indianapolis Colts are having a good season. Kudos to them. Are they really an 8-2 football team? No, they're not. Absolutely not. They're not that good. Okay? They're not. They're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Probably to Kansas City. This will probably be Kansas City Colts in the wild card round weekend. Guys, the AFC playoff picture is pretty much set in stone. We could just fast forward to January, in my opinion. The only interesting part of it is who's going to get the 1 seed between New England and Denver. And then after that, the Colts are going to be the 3 seed. The Colts are not falling to the 4 seed, and they're not going to get the 2 seed or the 1 seed, in my opinion. They're not. The 4th seed is interesting. I think Baltimore, unfortunately, because I'm a Steelers fan, but I'll be a realist here. I think Baltimore does get the 4th seed, and then Buffalo will get the 5th seed. The 6th seed, I do like Kansas City to win out pretty much. They'll be the 6th seed. And then it comes down to the Steelers, Jaguars, and Chargers for that 7th spot. And that's where it will be interesting. But other than that, yeah, I think this is a preview of the wild card round weekend with Kansas City will have to go to Indianapolis. Now, Pacheco's going to be back this week, guys. That's huge. Kansas City needs a better run game. The Colts' run defense is not that good. The Colts' defense in general is not that good. Okay? They're just not. All right? Kansas City's going to have a very great offensive day. I fully believe that. They have the better defense, and they're at home in the biggest circle the wagon spot of the freaking season. They're going to win this game, guys. Okay? Now let's look at the chart that I have. Okay? At -3.5. Let's say the line closes at -3.5. All right? Teams that are favorites who win the game at -3.5, they win and cover at 78.5% of the time, guys. Okay, so there's been quick mental math here. Let's just say there's 335 winners, 173 losses. Okay, so that's like roughly 500. So there's been 500 data points, games, in the past 25 years of the line being -3.5 at the close. Okay, those teams that win, those 335 teams that win, there have been 263 covers. All right, that's 78.5% of the time that a team is going to win and cover the point spread at -3.5 if they win, if they for sure win. Now, what's the percentage of the time that we just need to get this team to win for us to be 54% profitable in the long term? If we just bet it blind and we can guess the winners in this spot enough to win, to cover the spread at 54%. It's only 68.8% of the time, guys. Do I think that the Chiefs are going to win this game 7 out of 10 times? Absolutely. I think they win this game 8 out of 10 times. I mean, 8 out of 80% of the time. So it's 68%. I mean, I think 70%, 7 out of 10 times for this spot. They have the better defense. They're at home, and they're getting Pacheco back, and they have all their wide receivers available, and they're pissed off. Colts are coming off of a bye week. That's historically a really bad situation for a team coming off of a bye week. I'm telling you guys, this line's up. This is the spread at -3.5. Like, it was -3 earlier in the week. I understand why there's been money on it. I understand it, guys. I understand it completely. The Chiefs are going to win this game, guys. Absolutely, they are. This is going to be a 5-unit max bet for me, most likely. Chiefs -3.5. Hopefully, there's some Indianapolis buyback by game day, and it closes -3. I'll love that even more. So that way we don't have to the game they only win by a field goal. But I think the Chiefs win by 10 plus, guys. I do. Colts are not that good. Over under at 50.5. Let's see. Indianapolis is 6-4 to the over. Kansas City is where are they? 3-7 to the under. Wow. I do like points in this one, guys. I think Kansas City gets into the 30s. That means we just need Indianapolis to flirt with 20, and then we get over 50. And so I like that. I do like that. This game, I like over, guys. Next game up, you got the Jaguars at the Cardinals. This is weird, just because I don't trust the Jaguars. Absolutely, I don't trust the Jaguars. I don't like the way the Cardinals have looked the last 2 weeks. You know, they look great for Brissett's first 3 games. The last 2 have been bad, man. Been really freaking bad. Sorry, let me look at the schedule for the Cardinals real quick. There they are. Okay, so yeah, they got absolutely obliterated at Seattle, and then they got pretty much obliterated at home to San Francisco. 2 division opponents off of a huge win Monday Night Football at Dallas. They're on the road next week. Let's see how many home wins they have this year. They have Carolina. They only have 1 home win. So this is the other thing, guys. Even teams that only finish the year with 5 wins, 6 wins, I guarantee you, more times than not, there's 3 home games where they win. Now, the rest of their home games are only Jacksonville, the Rams, and the Falcons. They're not going to beat the Rams. Okay, so that means, they'll probably win 1 more home game. For them to just have 1 home win for the whole entire season with their roster, their roster's not that bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's not. They've competed with Green Bay and Indianapolis, okay? They competed with San Francisco and Seattle earlier in the season. This roster's not bad. The defensive side of the ball, they're underachieving big time, in my opinion. Jacksonville on the road, -3. I kind of lean Arizona, guys. I know that sounds a little crazy. I don't trust Jacksonville on the road. Not at all. Over under, I like, let's see, what's the over under for here? 47.5. Really? I think let's see here. We got Arizona at 6-4, and then Jacksonville at 5-5. I kind of like under. I know it sounds crazy, guys. I do. Actually, no. I like over. Because the Jaguars' defense on the road is completely different than what they are at home. They're not good on the road, guys. Vegas, the Raiders, put up almost 30 on them. I know it took overtime, but still. The Raiders' offense, guys, that's saying a lot. I lean over 47.5. But that's a tough. I'm going to stay away from that one, guys. All right, next game up, we got a really interesting game. We got the Browns at the Raiders, and the Raiders are -4-point favorites, -3.5 points at some books. Over/under is low. It's at 36. Let's see over/under wise. The Raiders are 4-6 to the under. Cleveland, the Browns are 6-4 to the over. So, but 36, man, that's freaking low. Okay. Here's the thing, guys. It's difficult. This is what it is. It's very easy to sit here as NFL fans who've watched the game, who watched the Browns against the Ravens, and see Shedeur play, and he looked awful. No doubt about it. held the ball too long, tried to do the same shit he did at Colorado, run around behind the pocket. He got his ass lit up. Okay, this is the NFL. That shit does not work. Okay, unless you're freaking Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Caleb Williams for that matter. Okay, but even those guys get in trouble. Lamar gets in trouble doing that stuff sometimes too. Okay, will a week of practice get him more acclimated, get his timing better, get his rhythm better? Yes. Okay, I don't think we're going to see that bad of a performance from Shedeur with a whole week of practice. Okay, we saw it with Tyler Shue. I'm not, guys. He's not good. I don't care if his last name is Shuck. I'm not saying Shuck. It's spelled Shue. He went in against the Buccaneers when Spencer Rattler got benched. He didn't look very good. He had a week of preparation. Went to the Rams. He looked better. Then he got another week. Went to Carolina and they won the game. And he looked okay. So I do think this is a little overreaction. Laying 4 points with Geno Smith and the Browns have the better defense. I kind of like the Browns +4, and I kind of like the over 36. Those are my first inclination of this game. I think the Browns can keep it close. Why am I betting on Geno Smith against a good defense? He can't even do well against a bad defense in the Cowboys. Like, yeah, I know the Dallas front seven got better, got healthier, and they traded for people, but the back end, the secondary is still not good for Dallas. Like, I like the Browns +4. Am I going to bet it? Probably not. I'll just be a football fan for that game. But I do like over 36 points, guys. I think that hits. There's going to be turnovers for sure. And, yeah, I like over 36. That's too low. I think the winner gets to 20 for sure. I think the loser gets to 17 at a minimum, for sure. Next game up, we've got the Falcons at the Saints. Michael Penix is a glass house. He's had like 5 major surgeries in the last like 6 seasons or something like that, dating back to college. Like, guy just gets hurt, man. Kirk Cousins will start for the Falcons. And, man, I want to bet the Saints, but I don't have the balls to do it, man. I don't. I think the Falcons win this game. That, and there needs to be some underdogs that cover the spread the rest of the way out. Like, history tells us there's probably going to be more underdogs covering and winning outright the rest of the way just because of the fast start that the favorites have had this season. It doesn't mean that's going to happen. Last year it didn't happen. The favorites just kept winning and covering at a 55% clip at the end of the season. It's like the highest in the last like 30 some years or something like that. Okay, it could keep going that way. It could, but off of a season like last year where it finished at high 54%, no, I don't think so. I think the books are shading these overs. I think we saw last week that the books shaded some of those lines. To the favorites. They shaded them to the favorites. Like, I even said on the podcast last week about some of those games. I was like, I'm going to bet it anyways. Like the Falcons -3.5. I was like, I honestly felt it should have been -3. Okay, it was a little too high. Sure enough, Carolina covered, and I lost my money. I said the same thing about Denver getting +4 points at home. I said that line fell off. I thought Kansas City should have been a -3 point favorite. They were 3.5. They were 4. Like, in my opinion, I think the Falcons should be favored in this game. They have the better defense, or at least defensive talent. And, well, I don't think Drake London's playing this week. I don't know, guys. I'm probably going to stay off that game. But I lean Falcons. I don't feel great about it. Over-under's 39.5. I can understand that. I kind of like both. I kind of like these teams to go under. Let's see. Atlanta is 4-5-1 to the under. And the Saints are 3-7. It's kind of heavy to the under there, guys. So that means look for that to go over potentially. That's the only way I could look at that game then. for it to go over. Yeah, Falcons defense hasn't been good of late. That means that the Saints can get to 20, 23. Both quarterbacks can turn the ball over, that's for sure. Kirk Cousins fumbles the football more than like any quarterback in the last like 5-7 years, something like that. Yeah, I like over 39.5. I could see that. All right, next game up. We got the Eagles and the Cowboys, last 4 o'clock game. Eagles are -3. Wow, threes are popping up. It was 3.5. Now it's 3. So there's some Cowboys money there. Over-unders at 47.5. That doesn't really speak to me. The line does a little bit. I kind of like Philadelphia. They are 7-3 against the spread, so they're on the higher end. Dallas is 5-5. Over/under, Dallas is 7-3, so they're up there, and Philadelphia is 5-5. You know what? I like it to go under, guys. That Eagles defense is playing really well. The Cowboys offense is good. George Pickens is good. Run the ball well. CeeDee Lamb's great. But the Eagles have played some pretty good offenses the last 2 weeks, and they've held them to pretty low scoring totals. So I kind of like that train to continue. Dallas at 7-3 over/under. They definitely have some unders left in them. This is one where you would think, hey, Cowboys with that bad defense and Cowboys with the good offense, that's an over team, and they have been an over team this year at 7-3. But at 47.5, guys, I'm telling you, I think if this line was last year, I think this total would be closer to 45, maybe even 44.5. I really believe that. I do think the books are like throwing a field goal on top of some of these totals. It may not feel like it, but I think the more research you do on both of these teams, like I said, Cowboys front 7, getting Demarion Overshown back, their best linebacker, getting Logan Wilson in the trade from Cincinnati, the other linebacker, having Quinnen Williams, that trade. He looked great on Monday Night Football at Las Vegas. They have Kenny Clark, obviously. They got a Micah Parsons trade. They have a lot of talented edge rushers who, they're not amazing, but there's still talent there. Lane Johnson is out for the Eagles, so that offensive line is a little vulnerable. I think the Cowboys defense can slow down the Eagles offense. The Eagles offense is in a flux still, guys. Like, A.J. Brown's still, pissed off at the way things are going. Saquon only has, 3 runs over 20 yards this season, which is kind of crazy to think about. You know what? Jalen Hurts isn't the best passer. I kind of like under 47.5. I think I'm going to get there with under 47.5, guys. Yeah, Eagles defense is great. Styles make fights. If it's kind of a knock 'em out in the first half or points are hard to get, that usually continues in the second half. I like under 47.5, guys. I do. All right, let's go to Sunday Night Football. We've got the Los Angeles Rams hosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Spread is -6.5. Rams are up there. They're 7-3 against the spread. Tampa Bay's been falling. They were high. Now they're at 5-5. Over/under. Rams are 4-6. Tampa Bay is 6-4. There's a lot of 4-6, 6-4 matchups over/under this week, guys. Who's going to prevail? Is it going to be the under team or is it going to be the over team? For this game, the total is at 49.5. It's hard because that Buccaneers defense is really bad right now. I don't know what it is, guys, because Todd Bowles is a very good defensive mind. They played really good defense at the beginning of the season, but recently, they've been giving up a lot of points. And the Rams are a very, very good offense. Baker's playing really well. I would lean over 49.5. I don't think I'd want to get cute and bet the under with the way the Rams offense has been clicking and the way that the Tampa Bay defense is not clicking, and then also Baker Mayfield's been putting points on the board consistently. I'd lean over, guys. As far as the spread, I do think the Rams win this game. I do think they win this game. This might be one where they don't cover. The Buccaneers impressed me the way they went up to Buffalo last week. I think Baker can go to LA and keep it interesting. I lean Bucks plus 6.5. I don't feel great about that. All right, Monday Night Football. We got the Panthers at the 49ers. Spread is -7 to the home favorite 49ers, and over-unders at 48.5, 49. Now, I don't know why I keep betting the 49ers games under, because I like their defense, and then their offense is just taken off, and so it's leaving garbage time touchdowns for the other team in the third quarter, like the Giants and the Cardinals last week. The Panthers defense is weird. I mean, both these teams are over teams. San Francisco is one of those teams that are 7-3 to the over, 7-3-1, and then Carolina is 6-5. So both these teams are over teams. So this is a good spot to look under. It's just, is Carolina's defense gonna give us enough? Are they gonna give us enough, stops to force field goals? Interesting situation as well. Steve Wilks is sorry. I was thinking of the Jets. My fault. Evero or whatever his name is the defense coordinator for the Panthers. Man, I want to bet under, guys, but I can't, man. I can't. Even though both these teams are over teams, it'll probably go under, guys. -7. I like 49ers right now. Let's see what Carolina has way too many covers. Carolina's 7-4 against the spread. San Francisco 6-5 against the spread. I like San Francisco to win and cover this, guys. I really do. I feel very confident San Francisco wins this game. They're playing really well right now. They're in the thick of a playoff hunt. Give me the 49ers -7. And we'll call it a podcast on that note, guys. I'm going to have some big plays this week. I'm in a good rhythm as far as my process is going. And so I do feel confident that I'm going to get some wins, guys. Rest of the season, I'll probably have a lot of 4 and 5 unit plays just because that's how it goes for me at the end of the season. I feel like I'm at my best. And so that means I'm only 5 positions down on the season to get back to even. That means I just have to pick 5 more than I lose, guys. Well, a little bit more than that, but somewhere around there to end the season before we get to the playoffs to get back around 500. If not, have a little bit of profitability. I feel very confident with that. I feel very good with that. No panic at all. There's some good spots this week to chip away at it. Who knows? Maybe this week will be a monster week and I'll go like 8-2 or something like that and get back into the green. So, click the link in the podcast description. Click the link on my social medias. That's where you'll get my free picks link. Go there and click that. And until then, guys, appreciate y'all listening to the podcast. I really do. I'm glad you guys find some value in it. I'm glad hopefully it's entertaining a little bit. And that's it, guys. I'll see you next week's show, Thanksgiving. I will do a show. I'll probably do 2 shows, guys, because I'll have more time because I'll be off from work. So I'll probably do 2 shows. Probably do one on Tuesday night or Wednesday night before Thanksgiving, and then I'll do another one on Friday night for the Sunday games because there'll be a Black Friday game as well. So guys. Until then, see y'all, and let's win some money.